Stuart Wen is wearing number 22, the 28-year-old banker, and wearing number 30, who made his debut back in 1994, Shane McInerney. As we get the bounce underway, and here we go, Carlton through Bradley, runs into Troy Cook, but he bounces straight off. Cook goes him again. Bradley gets his kick down towards Whitnell. Lewis does the spoiling. Carlton kicking with the aid of a small breeze. Gets the ball out towards centre wing, down towards Jason Mooney. He's edged out of it. An opportunity now for Whitmont. Gets it back towards Bradley, and Craig Bradley picks up another possession. The acting skipper today goes in towards half forward. Dunkley's in trouble. Stevens is there for Sydney as well, going in over the top. And umpire Brian Sheehan decides he'll come in and have a bounce here at Carlton. And fitting at Carlton, we welcome one of their former champions and a three-time premiership player, Ian Robertson, to the microphone. Welcome, Robbo.
Be careful about that loosely worded name, champion, Sandy. Played a few games here and really enjoyed it, but the Blues, they look as though they're on a mission. They're certainly approaching the ball with the right attitude and going to put heaps of pressure on. Hamill trying to break away, not able to get an effective hand pass. And is it Hamill or Dean? Is it Dean down there? Peter Dean. No, it is Hamill.
Yeah, Hamill's correct. Yep. Porter starting the ruck too, Robbo, with Big Matthew Allen going to full forward, and Silvani is lining up on Lockett.
So interesting matchups so far in the game. Peter Dean back across the half-back line on Stephen Carey. The ball spills now for Grant. Dean went hard at him. Grant back in after the football, can't really do much with it. So the umpire will call for a bounce. It's on centre wing here at the Optus Oval. Very ordinary conditions prevailing in Melbourne today. Carlton won the reserves by 33 points. Carlton were in 6th position on the ladder. The Swans were in 3rd position. So the Swannies under a bit of pressure in the reserves.
Current temperature here, Robbo, of 11 degrees, as you mentioned. Pretty cool. Creswell's hand pass out towards Kelly, up against Bradley to O'Loughlin. And kicked out of bounds on the full. Copped a knee injury last week, and I noticed that right knee, in fact both knees strapped, but more so the right knee, giving it some protection, because of course with finals just around the corner, Michael O'Loughlin will be looking for a big mark. But it's Brett Ratton who has it on the centre wing for Carlton. He goes down towards Whitnell at half forward. A bit of pushing and shoving, says umpire Brian Sheehan. And it won't be, well, Whitnell and Allen were behind one another.
Yeah, I think it's Whitnell. He was third in line.
Whitnell, yep, he's going to take it.
Bit soft before he kicked though.
Left half forward. Sleeting rain continues to fall. Fairly dark old day. In towards Murphy. He's one of those in contention to be the club's leading goal kicker. Taken away, however, towards centre wing. Bradley can take the hand pass once again. He started off well, taking it from Manton, kicking him towards half forward. Dunkley couldn't take it cleanly. Seymour at the back with Pearce. Sock it away. Holm is there. He can't pick it up either. Hurried kick is wide and out of bounds, or was it touched? Out of bounds on the full. Dale Lewis still saying it was touched, but the kick from McPherson going out.
Darren Creswell just now paying a bit more attention to Craig Bradley, who's opened up very well.
Ball's going to have to come back, I think, to Whitnell.
Is that because the umpire didn't have a chance to line him up?
Yeah,
probably.
On a very tight angle.
Experienced player would walk all the way around with the fence and just try and improve the angle, but
well, he's not very experienced. He only turns 18 today, but he does give himself a little bit of room. Bends it back in, but goes right across the face and puts it out of bounds on the foot.
Well, Whitnell only 17, 18 years of age, and it's amazing. He probably could have nearly scored there, just waiting that kick a bit better. Hamill kicking towards centre forward. Well done, Murphy. So the first real chance for a goal in this game will go to Justin Murphy.
He's been a good player from this year, Robbo, hasn't he? He's played every game so far. One of 4 players in the Carlton side to do that. So got some consistency back in his play.
Tricky kick. The breeze coming from the right. Just sets it up. The breeze probably will bring it back far enough. And I think it could be a goal. It is. I watched John Stevens, the Swans player, kicking in the warm-up, and he was aiming the football pretty well at the right behind post from this side of the ground, and the breeze blowing it all the way back to the left.
And as you know, Robbo, we mentioned the opener, these conditions are terribly difficult for players. I mean, you don't mind rain or perhaps even wind, but when you get the two together, it just makes it so terribly difficult for players to control the footy. It becomes a real slog. umpires have to try and make sure they keep it open, paying free kicks when they're there and not allowing packs to form.
Justin Murphy's kicked his 25th goal for the year, so he's now level with Stephen Silvani as the club's leading goal kicker. Good start by Carlton. Big belt by Mark Porter down towards half forward, taken by McPherson. He dodges a couple, tries to go wide to O'Loughlin. Now Dyson, Kevin Dyson, swings it up towards Stephen Carey. It passes him. Troy Cook taken out of it, but he continues to chase. Good work by Dean. He gets it across to Hogg. Hogg looks down towards half forward. It ricochets off the chest. McPherson will give it to Lewis. Sydney are away as Dale Lewis blasts through the middle, and a worm burner up towards half forward finds Jason Mooney.
Probably intended for Lockett, I think, Sandy, but certainly Carey in the front position. Mooney, I should say, taking that possession.
Jason Mooney kicking into the breeze. That end.
It's gone the other way. The kick's been reversed. There was an indiscretion at centre-half forward. I saw Brian Shinn blow the whistle and indicate that, but I thought it was for the player to maybe kick over the man of the mark.
You don't know who it was, Robbo?
No, but, well, it's been turned over.
It has. It goes down towards Allen at half forward. Almost thrown out. Held for a long time by Hume. McPherson gets it up towards left half forward once again. They come charging out and taking it over as leaping Leo Barry.
Yeah, I can't help you there, Sam. I'm not sure what happened there.
Been in pretty good touch, Barry, in recent weeks. Of course, filled the breach when Tony Lockett was missing.
Did it well.
Throw in on the outer side. Mooney used the body, but then gives it straight to Bradley.
Advantage paid.
Down towards centre wing. In fact, towards Big Stafford. He rides the bump. Goes over the top to Wharf, and Rowan Wharf is clear. Runs a full distance, blasts in towards half forward. Lockett comes in from the side, but he didn't get a decent run at it. Cook tried to go through. Shannon Grant there also. It's tough and not very pretty. Cook gets it out once again. Here's an opportunity for Dyson as he pulls it back in towards half forward. This time the mark's taken by Creswell. Dashing down, Creswell goes in towards goal, but he pulls it too far.
It was called play on too, Sandy. He was... crowd thought he could have just given that mark and gone back for a kick, but it was called to play on because the ball was touched. Thought there could have been a free kick in that congestion anyway to a Carlton player taken high. Was it Silvani, Robbo?
Could have been Roscoe. The rain continues to fall here at Carlton, and Cresswell kicks across his left shoulder, but no one home for the Swannies. Matthew Hogg, hard nut is Matthew Hogg, gets the hand pass away to Silvani. If he waits this kick, they're down the ground. Dean Rice has got a bit of space, but a very, very average kick by Rice. May just sit all right for Hume. He gets out of trouble. Back to Ratton. In turn goes back to Hume. He's caught again. He's had 2 or 3 chances, young Darren Hume, in the early minutes of this game, but just not quite getting the pace of it at this stage. Dean Rice ran into him in the car park. He had some trouble getting to the ground. I think he was caught on the freeway, and at 12:30 was racing into the rooms and left his beloved wife to handle the baby out of the back of the car, Sandy. And his father, Johnny Rice, had to come over and give her a hand. Dean Rice out the back. And Stevens can't do much with the footy. Boundary throw in. Football trivia.
You worried us when you said you ran into him in the car parks.
Oh, I'm a good driver like that. Stevens in picture. John Stevens. Number 17, Mooney. 46 for the Blues is Porter. Falls to the base of the pack. Ratton still a scramble. And Hamill tries to clear the pack of 3 or 4 players. Unsuccessful. The rain continues to team down, and there doesn't look any respite whatsoever on the horizon.
Ballroos in the back there.
So obviously these conditions will prevail for the rest of the day. Ball spills out now to Dyson. Dyson's had 2 kicks, knocked away by McKay from Kelly. Gee, that'd be a good contest if they're to man up on each other for the rest of the day. Kelly gets it back and then kicks it into the centre. Don't quite know whether he meant that, but still. Oh, be careful, Darren Cresswell. Down goes Bradley, and the umpire says just play on. The kick to half forward, well done by Hickmott. Now a contest on the wing, taken by Barry. Barry for the Swans, swings around onto his left foot, kicks it in towards centre half forward. No mark, at the back is Hamill. Hamill out wide in the Bradley direction, tries to get the front spot from McPherson. Away goes Big Stafford, using a lot of agility off the left foot. He kicks towards the wing. Kelly controls the footy. McKay's got him. He's caught with the ball.
Free kick, Robbo, he didn't have it.
Is he not playing for the free kick with the ball there, or he has to have control of it?
Well, he knocked it forward, Robbo, knowing he's going to be tackled. Got tackled, brought to the ground. Should have been a free kick. There it goes. Knocked it forward. You wonder why you get a pack situation.
Ball up on the outer side. It's good to see Stafford moving so freely too, because he too was on the injured list as Koutafidis bends it round his body. Lewis gets an awful bounce. Allen a good one. May come back to Lewis again. Just pops it over the top. Now here goes Greg Stafford. Well, he stopped and tried to go the other way, and in doing so lost it towards Whitnell, although there's been a whistle, and it will come back. I think Lewis has given away a free kick too high.
Why sometimes, Ross, do you reckon advantage is paid, and on other occasions it's not?
Well, it's the umpire's discretion, isn't it? If he thinks that the ball is going to the favour of the player, the teammate of the player, well, it's gone into the middle of nowhere, hasn't it? I mean, has it gone directly to a player? So then it becomes a 50-50.
About 20 yards out from their goal, and it's gone back to 120 yards out.
Yes, he's in the middle of the ground now. Oh, Pearce was shoved out.
Seymour, that's terrible, Sandy. Just so blatant in front. The umpire standing there, Shane McInerney, had full view of that. Just a blatant shove in the back by Brad Seymour. Well, they need to be very disappointed with that, given the breeze they've got, Carlton, the way they've opened up. You don't give them an easy shot of goal like that. Well, the ball was always going to carry anyway, Sandy. He had no need to push him.
So Pearce for his first, kicking from 40. This for his 99th career goal, and Brad Pearce has got it. Good start by Carlton, and Sydney looking down the barrel in this first quarter, as they were last week against Hawthorn.
Yes, their second half is outstanding though, Sandy, wasn't it? 13 goals to 4. However, with this breeze, you'd think that Carlton would like to get to 4 or 5 goals up. If Sydney can hold them to perhaps a couple, and maybe pinch one themselves, which is looking difficult at the moment. They're finding it hard to get over half forward. They might be reasonably happy with it, but not when you give away a free kick like that.
Good start then by the Blues here at Optus Oval, but they are kicking with the breeze. Out of the middle once again. Ratton works hard, but Kelly beats him to it. Only as far as half forward. This half-back line of Carlton's is standing firm at the moment. Hickmott finds Bradley. Tackled by Stevens, but he gets his kick high in towards half forward. Allen stands his ground. Porter does the roving work, the big man. Pushed to the ground as he gets his kick towards Pearce and Seymour once again. No whistle sounding yet. This time it's picked up by McPherson. Wider to Wolf. He can sweep to O'Loughlin. Sydney now out of trouble.
Yes, Michael O'Loughlin looks all right in his running action, even though he was under a bit of a cloud. He's kicked towards the half-forward area. Chance here for Mooney. Just hacks it off the ground and can't control it. So I think it's out on the full in the finish, and the free kick will be taken for the Blues by Hamill. Hamill goes towards half-back. Mark taken by Rice. Rice is about 70 metres away from the Swans' goal. Now the kick will land near the wing. McPherson to Stafford. Stafford stands and delivers to half-forward. The ball to the back. Chance here for Stephen Carey. Snapshot by Carey. Silvani and Lockett. Two very, very strong players. The ball bounces into the behind post. So it will be a throw-in the right forward pocket for Sydney. Carlton lead. They've kicked 2 goals through Justin Murphy and Brad Pearce. Porter doing pretty well so far in the ruck contest. Matthew Allen presently up on the full forward line. Ratton can't get rid of it efficiently. So the umpire will bounce. It's about 25 metres from the Swans' goal. They're a chance to score. The breeze certainly the advantage of Carlton's in this first term. McKay towards the line. Camporelli just paddles it along in front of himself, then kicks it a little further away. Bradley not bad. Camporelli taken to the ground illegally, and Camporelli will take the free kick. Bit of a grin on his face, so obviously he may have thought it was there for a long, long time. Gee, good position being made here by Dean, is it? At centre half back. He's going to get it too. Away from Mooney, gets back and then kicks out in the direction of Allen. Allen couldn't take the mark. He brings the ball to the ground. Hume again. Hell didn't have it. So the Blues getting the advantage so far of the umpiring decisions. They may have been there, but the Blues in front and playing the ball. Hume in towards the half-forward line. punched away from Pearce. The ball spills to Cresswell. Hand pass not all that good. Allen again, bumped off the footy. Nicks out to Maxfield. Maxfield short. Will land the ball near the wing. Mooney, that came off Hamill's boot, I think, out on the full. So the free kick to Jason Mooney behind the wing. And certainly the Swans are up against it, but that breeze is very, very strong. And the football now with Cresswell.
Kicks in towards the middle. And good running then by Stephen Carey. Boy who started out at Pennant Hills. Hooks it badly in towards half forward, but it's okay. It finds his captain in Kelly. Silvani and Lockett drop back into the square. Kelly goes round the man. He doesn't quite get there. Kicks in towards the forward line. Lockett couldn't get a hand to it. Silvani is there on the last line of defence. He gives it away to Bradley, who's been very busy in this first quarter. McKay spills it. Ratton does the tidying up. Goes to the outer side. McPherson and Stafford leading in the race. He taps it back. He was trying to accommodate the big man, but Dean Rice intercepted, pushing it 25, 30 metres along the boundary line. And now getting an even longer one.
Well done.
Before putting it out of bounds on the right half forward flank. He's gained probably 60 metres all up, Ross.
Yeah, it's what Jason Mooney is trying to do at the other end, Sandy, trying to kick the ball up in the air. He probably should have grabbed it and popped it up for Lockett, but great play by Rice.
24 is Allen, 15 Stafford, 3 Lewis.
Sandy, could you just shut that window?
If I could, Ross, I would. But to no avail. Scotty Camberelli right on the boundary line. Goes for goal! Gee, that's close.
Oof.
Big call by the umpire, but marked right on the line. Desperate stuff as O'Loughlin takes it now in the back pocket.
Wharf, I think it was.
Yes, he finds Stewie Maxfield. On the defensive side of centre. Goes up towards centre wing. Stephen Carey got a hand to it. Murphy bustled off it. Here's an opportunity for Wharf. Taken out of it. It was hell, he didn't have it. And the ironical cheers go up from the Sydney fans because free kicks at the moment is 10-3.
Not on the mark.
Favouring Carlton. So Wharf shoots off. Scoots up towards right half forward. No mark taken. Ratton waiting down in front. Lewis chips off the ground and promptly pops it out on the full. Whitney off to Ratton. An interesting kick towards Hume. Could have been held, but he plays on. He keeps going and he gives it away to McKay. Put him under the hammer though because Kelly was right on him. But it's a free kick to Carlton. The advantage is being paid. Hume goes down towards Hickmott. Hickmott can run on here from 55 metres. Hickmott's long kick goes in towards Pearce. Seymour's there with him. Pearce is in front. Seymour over the top. Pushed into the pocket. Murphy takes it. Tries to centre it. Was okay towards Allen. He's under pressure and gets a high kick, a wide kick, and out on the full.
Good play from Brad Pearce, though. Each time the ball's come down, he wants front position. Seymour conceding it to him. He'll get a free kick every time if he stays there or mark the ball.
Wharf with the football for the Swans in the left back pocket. The kick just holds up a little bit in the breeze. Ratton read it nicely. Was at the back of the pack. Murphy in front, couldn't take the mark. Allen just leaves a bit of a path there for Pearce, not able to effectively get the handball away. And it's trundled over for another boundary throw in. So we'll have another look at this, well, centimetre perfect save here by Rowan Wharf, and a great decision by the umpire.
He was like in a goal, didn't it, Robbo?
And he was in a good position too, wasn't he? I mean, you've got to give credit where credit's due.
He doesn't have to go far, does he?
Top effort by Rowan Wharf to get back there. That wasn't a bad shot by Camperelli either for precision. No one there, it's a goal. Rodney Eade always looks as though he's in pretty much total control. Ball up in the right forward pocket for the Blues. Hume again. Camperelli out to McKay. Throws it onto his left. Misses everything. Back to the back line, Andrew. In the right back pocket, the free kick for the Swans to be taken by Rowan Wharf. Just the rain abating slightly. It's still coming down, but not quite as heavy as it was a few minutes ago.
At the back is Bradley, who's been busy in this first term. Flicks it inside towards Hogg. An excellent smother by Mooney though. Forces the ball into the middle. Carey shoved off at the umpires on all fours. He picks himself up, so too does Carey. Still in the middle of the ground with Hogg. Dodging and weaving. Somehow he gets through heavy traffic. Does well towards Pearce. Won't quite sit for him. He couldn't snare the slippery ball. And finally taken over the line and ran almost through the gate is Scott Camberelli. Game number 58 for Scott. With him, John Stevens. Throw in again. Stafford used the body against Porter. Kelly. Cook. Creswell. Bradley there also. And Brian Sheehan decides that he'll take charge. All-Australian umpire back in 1991. Brian Sheehan. Throws it up as Stafford and Porter go at it again. McKay's kick was smothered. Maxfield goes off the ground. Up towards left half forward. Barry's very quick. Manton is right there with him. Allen is there also. O'Loughlin for Sydney. Came off his boot. He's going to go again. He's got to beat McKay. He rips him into the ground. And the advantage is going to be paid to Carlton. So Allen kicks down towards the 50. Whitnell slipped and picked himself up again in front of Hume. He gives it away to Koutafidis. Kouta goes over the top to Whitnell from 50 metres. Back again he goes to Whitmont. He's 46 out. Hickmott's kick goes in towards right half forward. There are light ships, there are Hickmonts.
And there's Whitnells and Hickmonts.
They're everything here at Optus.
You're wearing a Whitmont, aren't you?
Put them both together. How would they go, Sandy?
Well, I think I almost told you inadvertently.
Dyson with the footy. Kicks it out close to the line, and the marker's been paid out there to Jason Mooney. He's right on the defensive 50-metre line. The kick will get close to the wing. Nearly a good effort there by Carey. Gathered by Cresswell. Back to Lewis. Lewis squeezes the kick, but only as far as Hogg. Hogg to Bradley. Bradley already accumulating. He's had 9 possessions, and the quarter still with 5 minutes left. The ball spills to the back. Oh, well done, Pearce. Just used the body to get rid of Seymour, and he's got his second goal on the scoreboard.
Great play by Carlton. Just really double banked that wing area when the ball came out from Lewis, trying to set something up. They had 3 or 4 players just covering that area there, and then they just whipped the ball back in again. A terrific play by Pearce. As Robbo said, just using the body. Good driving kick by Bradley. Get it kicked long into a pack, and then watch this use of the body. Just got rid of the 2 Swans players. Did the right thing, got some pace, balance, well played.
Brad Pearce's second goal is his 100th career goal, and Carlton go charging forward again, down towards the half-forward line, picked up by Koutafidis. He bends it in towards left half-forward, down towards danger man. Pearce already with 2. He won't keep this one in play. Throw in on left half-forward. What do you think the breeze is worth, Ross?
Well, I said about 4 or 5 before, Sandy, I reckon. It's speculative, but you'd have to say at least 4.
And you can score at the other end.
Oh, yeah, you've got to run it up there. Yep.
Just over 4 minutes remaining, so crucial for both sides from the throw-in. Stevens, a short kick. Good mark taken by Cresswell.
8 possessions.
Been a fine player this year, Darren Cresswell. Kicks towards centre wing. Nipping in to take a good diving mark is Aaron Hamill.
Just improving over the last couple of weeks too, Aaron Hamill. Only 20 years of age.
On centre wing. Wants Lance Whitnell. McKay is there. Kelly obviously too, if McKay is there. And it's Kelly who kicks it towards centre wing once again. Mooney and McLaughlin with 2 flyers.
Hamill's been
He's paid the mark.
Is Hamill.
Yeah, fair call, I think, too.
Have you seen an improvement in him, Ross? Or
Actually, I didn't think he was that bad a player earlier.
Yeah, I just think he's steadying down and really settling into this lineup.
Kick didn't come well off the boot. Dropped short to Dyson. Gives it to Kelly. He was taken high.
You never heard him.
No, he's a piece of 8-gauge wire, this man. And one of the best in the league, if not the best in the league, to watch when he's going. And just find that extra acceleration. And the way he can draw away from a pack, sensational.
Yeah, these in and under conditions too suit him down to the ground.
Hogg on Cook. Cook's had 1 hand pass so far.
On centre wing. Just over 3 minutes left. Carlton going with the breeze for those who've just joined in. Hickmott out towards Bradley. And another free kick's going to go the way of Carlton for holding on, going the way of the former Geelong boy in Adrian Hickmott, playing now his 88th game.
Kurtafidis has moved to full forward. Allen's in the ruck and Porter down for a breather in the pocket.
Hickmott in towards 50. Pearce does the scouting work, but the big
Porter.
youngster in front is Porter, and he takes the mark. Does well. Hooks the kick, however, and finishes up scoring a behind.
Yes, I'd say there'd be some work done with Mark Porter and his kicking. That's the only area that I've seen. Watched him a couple of times, and he just struggles a little bit, drops it a little awkwardly. And of course, in these slippery conditions, the ball can go anywhere. This is Stephen Carey for the Swans. He's in the left back pocket. The rain just getting a little heavier once again. The kick by Carey goes back close to the centre. Whitnell tries to force it to the ground. McKay, tackled by Lewis, shrugs the tackle, gets it to Porter. Porter out wide. Allen, you're gone. Paul Kelly. Now Matthew Hogg. There's been a free kick. What's this one for?
Late. Umpire saying he got held around the ankles.
Gee, it's 14-7 already in favour of Carlton. This is 15-7 now. Justified, do you think?
Oh, well, I'm with you there, Rob. That's what I'm saying. You've got to pay them, otherwise you get the packs developing all the time. So play on there. The ball spills free. There's a trip there. And then I also thought he got tackled again low. No, that was what it was for.
Well, maybe we can hear from John Russo at some stage, because having been in the umpiring ranks only up until a couple of years ago, it would be interesting to get a what would we call it, an unbiased version,
An opinion, yes.
Ex-umpire. Hogg goes for goal, and I think probably a justifiable result there. 15 free kicks to 7, and Hogg kicks a behind.
20 points the margin. Under 2 minutes left. Some clear patches appearing in the skies above.
That wind's dropped a bit too, Sandy. Hopefully that might stay that way. I'll cross my fingers, though.
Well, Sydney will be hoping it doesn't for another quarter at least. Here's Stafford. He just floats across the front of the pack and takes a nice mark before giving it off to Nix. He goes wide towards centre wing. His target was Leo Barry. Glenn Mantner's right there with him.
Just looking at that kick, I know he kicked it with the advantage of the square, but it still went way outside 50 metres. So there's no reason why, if you move the ball nicely to that right-hand end of the ground here at the Optus Oval, you can score at that end.
Just in Sydney's attacking zone. Lewis couldn't take it. Stevens over the top, wants a second chance. Rice, who's at the bottom, he got it out, but it's taken by Maxfield. A hurried kick by Stewie up towards half forward. Dyson waits down. Murphy did the flying. Bradley, Barry, McPherson, they're all there. Throwing. Leo Barry picks himself up. Kicked 3 goals against Hawthorn last week, and then a fortnight ago kicked 4 against St Kilda. 3 in the first term. Murphy, lightning hand pass. Put his teammate under a little bit of pressure. Speaking of pressure, Manton found all about that. In towards full forward. A lock and a hand. Couldn't complete it. Away comes Hickmott. Carlton out of trouble, Robbo, to Camporelli.
Stephen Silvani was pretty good there. He had to stand up in the strength contest with Tony Lockett, and it was 50-50, but he got the ball away. Now it finishes with Dean. Dean's on centre wing. Short kick again. Just a little too short there for Dean Rice. Not able to do much with the footy. So boundary throw in on centre wing. The Blues have kicked 3-2. The Swans are scoreless. And we've got half a minute left in the first term. So I would suggest that it's probably been about a line ball. They've had a fair bit of the footy both sides, and the Blues have got the score on the board. They kick it forward again through Ratton. They can get another goal here in the dying seconds. It'll be a real plus for them. Just a little confused there was Porter. Now Camporelli, still trying to keep it there is Scott Camporelli. McPherson, now Cook. Camporelli, ball spills for Lewis. Lewis and Rice. And I think the Swans would be contented there with the boundary throw in. 1 second left in the quarter.
A few free kicks, Sandy, you're suggesting? There might be some there. That's what I'm saying. If they're there, you've got to pay them, keep the game flowing.
Yep. However, that is the end of the first quarter. Mixed reception. I think the booing coming from Sydney fans. Free kicks at the moment, 15-7 in favour of Carlton. At one stage it was 10-1.
Yes, in the same situation too, Sandy. Carlton have been inside their 50 scoring zone 15 times and Sydney just the 8. But with those 8 of Sydney's, I'd say they've barely just gone inside. Nothing really looking all that threatening. So pretty well done by the Carlton back half, but perhaps they would have liked to have a couple of extra goals scored there, Rob, would you suggest?
Yeah, I'd be with you there, Roscoe.
So a first for Sydney this year. They have not scored in the first quarter, but they will come out in the second, kicking with the aid of the breeze. We'll take a break here from Optus. It's Carlton by 20 points, 3-2. Sydney yet to score.
And they will make mistakes in these conditions, but as Ross said, David Parkin did emphasise that it's important that the Carlton players play in front because that's where they're going to get free kicks.
Well, the first free kick of the second quarter has gone to the Swans to be taken by Matthew Nix. Nix is in the centre of the ground and he kicks straight towards goal, gets good distance. Lockett nearly took that, had a good grip of it. Kelly attempted hack out of the congestion and the umpire will ball it up. It's at centre half forward for the Swans. Still to post a score, Sydney, going with the advantage of the breeze in the second term. Porter gets a good knock. Ball goes back towards the centre. Hume does well, tries to get it in the path of Koutafidis. Still a chance, Koutafidis. Whitnell, kick it off the ground, he does. Well done, wide, and for the clearance and a boundary throw in. The Blues 3-2. The Swans yet to score. Goals for Carlton. Brad Pearce has kicked 2 and Justin Murphy has kicked the other one.
On centre wing, as Robbo said, Creswell tries to get through heavy traffic. Dyson couldn't take it cleanly. Stevens working hard. McPherson also. Hume, if he can keep it in play, does so to Pearce. Now Carlton go in towards the 50 and the diving mark is taken by Camberelli just outside 50.
Koutafidis a bit slow to get up too, Sandy, behind play. A bit proppy on the right leg, I think.
This kid's going to be all right.
Hume marks just inside 50.
7 possessions, Sandy, he's had so far.
Well, these sort of conditions should suit him, Robbo, shouldn't they?
Yes.
Strong type of player, close to the ground.
Just his
Getting
seventh,
smarter.
just his 7th game. As we watch him go short. Camberelli again.
Well, they'll take Koutafidis off just for precautionary, I'd say. No, he doesn't want to come off. He's staying on.
Will he look for Hume again? I don't think so. Camberelli kicking from 45 metres. This is going to be very close. Into the square it goes and into the post from behind. So the first score at that end of the ground in this game. 3-3, Sydney yet to score. Kelly brings it back into play. Now look towards Dale Lewis, who's got to give away a little bit of height here. Tried to do the work from behind. McKay runs into Nix. Nix does well. He gets it out to Lewis. Lewis suddenly puts them inside 50 towards O'Loughlin and co. Here is Michael O'Loughlin. Centering kick is not good. It does ricochet and bounce off the chest, however. Koutafidis was in the hands of the trainers a short time ago. Gives it across to Porter. He in turn gives it away. Finishes with McKay. Towards Pearce, and nipping in was Allen. Couldn't take it cleanly. Carey paddles it out the back door. He wanted Stewie Maxfield. Beaten by Ratton. Gives it off to McKay. Has a look down towards half forward. No one at home. The for sale sign, the vacant sign, they're all up. Seymour, the only one there. And he transfers play to the outer side. Kelly, well, he'll run here. Wolf, can he shepherd out Pearce? Does okay. Gives Kelly a chance to size up Tony Lockett. Out he comes, but he couldn't take it. It's socket off the ground by Barry. In towards goal. Very, very close. It's picked up by Hamill. He pushes it towards the halfback flank. Kept in play by Maxfield. Towards Lewis again. Not pretty football at the moment. And Rice says, let's head for the boundary line.
Well, he went back in Sydney's favour, Robbo, so if you play it a guess, it's pretty tough.
Oh, dear. Well, Dean Rice got away with it, and that's the main thing. Boundary throw in, left forward pocket for the Swans. Ratton in front. Lewis a chance for the Swans, so was Cresswell. Cook, now Ratton down the line. Get out of the road, the runner, and John Stevens takes it over. Bradley giving plenty of instructions.
Wants a sleeveless jumper.
Of course, he's the captain at this stage of the Navy Blues in the absence of their great skipper Stephen Kernahan, the VFL, AFL longest ever serving captain Stephen Kernahan. Cook gets his first effective kick, punched away by Dean, punched away by Cook. Dyson caught. Well done, McKay. Important that he got his hand on that. O'Loughlin tries to break away. Dean, a fist to it. Only as far as Lewis. A little tap on. Attempted hack there by Camporelli. Kelly it was, rather. Now the ball to Cresswell. Cresswell touched by Silvani. Rush behind to the Swans. Frustrating signs there for Sydney. They just can't quite squeeze through their first goals.
Great awareness there by Silvani too, whose vision must have been blocked a little by Lockett. Just got a hand to that. Great reflex action.
Here's Silvani coming back towards Porter and Hamill. The latter takes the mark. Carlton doing okay at the moment. He kicks towards Whitnell on centre wing. Ratton at the back. Tidies up to Bradley. Oh, almost went straight into Seymour. And a throw in to take place on centre wing. Stafford out the back. Hickmott threw it out. It'll go back. I think Johnny Stevens would have been fairly keen to go on with the job, but it will come right back to Licuria, who was the player who came into this lineup for Paul Roos.
They're missing Paul Roos, Ross, do you think, at this stage? He's a general, isn't he?
He is, and he does give them that loose player out of defence.
Good long kick by Licuria with the aid of the breeze down towards the half-forward line. Nix couldn't take it. O'Loughlin is there. He leaves it for his teammate who pokes it high. Coming over the top was Peter Dean with a defensive fist, and Wharf won't get there in time. They like it, the Carlton boys. They say well done to the veteran Peter Dean, playing in his 234th game.
It's as good as a kick that, Sandy, just to clear the ball away.
Boundary throw in. Not quite up to the forward pocket, but certainly within scoring distance. Cresswell squeezes a kick out. Dean comes across. Awkward bouncing ball. Hickmott. Silvani. Licuria. Dean off the ground. Bounces just inside the boundary line. So the boundary umpire will throw it in the left forward pocket as the rain just becomes a little heavier. Porter gets the front position. Ratton, left foot, not too far. Lewis gets a good effective kick. It will go out on the full. Paul Kelly and Andrew McKay, and McKay will take it for the Blues. Kelly has had 9 possessions. McKay has had 4. Bradley for the Blues has had 9. Hamill has had 10. Porter
great mark.
has just had another good mark. Gee whiz, when he learns a little bit more, he's going to be a very, very good player. Mark Porter, little bit of a push out there against Dunkley on Matthew Allen, right down in front of us here, and Stevens just wasting a bit of time. Got to be careful with that. If it's deliberate, it can be penalised. Well, an ordinary kick by Matthew Allen. It'll turn over.
Oops.
Mooney to Kelly. Kelly down forward, and Lockett couldn't take the mark. Gee, Silvani's tackle was fierce. Stevens, shot for goal by John Stevens. He didn't miss any of them in the warm-up, but he's missed that one in the real thing. Another behind to the Swans, their second. The Blues lead by 19 points, 21-2.
Tony Lockett asking the umpire where was the free kick, because he was held on to, I thought. If you're player in front and you get barrel from behind, you ought to be paid the free kick.
Manton brings it back in towards Koutafidis. Stafford defends. The big man pushing it down in front. Kouta goes again. Lewis close to the boundary line from Stevens. Stevens bends this back and it lands almost at the base of the goalpost. Another behind. Well, he came into this game with 9-11 next to his name. Now he's got 9-13. And he has 2 of the 3 behinds from Sydney. Silvani again. This time goes short to Glenn Manton. Manton looks towards Dean. At the back was Hamill and Cook. Cook gives it away to Stephen Carey. He pokes it out in front towards Lecuria and taken out by Craig Bradley. Forcing another throw in. 21 plays 3. And Carlton have done well so far in this quarter to prevent Sydney from scoring heavily.
Sydney been inside there 58 times already, Sandy, so they need to score a goal.
On left half forward for Sydney. McKay. Rat to centre wing. Whitnall. Pressure on the defence now, led by Seymour and Dunkley. Back towards centre wing again, or Porter tackled fiercely. Manton also has pressure applied by Cook. It finishes over the line. Greg Stafford was one of 4 or 5 injured last week. And despite the rain and the darkness, David Parkin is sitting there watching his charges, putting up a very good effort. Nix marks on centre wing. In towards half forward, and Manton with a big fist belts it down to accommodate Murphy, who'll soccer off the ground. It comes wide. Dyson leaves it for the player who's just come onto the ground and almost collided to Miles. Eventually gets to Wharf. Wharf looks to O'Loughlin. 1 ground.
Oh, free kick.
He was pushed.
Goodness me.
It's unbelievable today. Camporelli. McPherson. Creswell. Proppy old hand pass taken by Hamill. He did it beautifully. That was to Ronnie DiUlio. Ronnie's a rainmaker. We've already got rain, Ronnie. Don't worry about it, as Dunkley takes a timely mark.
Yes, very much a game of defences at this stage. Seymour across the half-back line. Sets it up now out there for Miles. Dion Miles, a kick into the half-forward area. Good kick. Pinpointed Carey, Stephen Carey, from about 45 metres. Carey's kick into the pocket. Silvani in front. Good effort by Porter to hold his ground. Cresswell tries to squeeze it over his left shoulder. Ratton, and gives away a behind. Brett Ratton now one of the experienced players in the Carlton lineup. O'Loughlin, maybe a nudge out, but the umpire didn't see it that way and called play on from that little incident in the left forward pocket for the Swans. The kick in has found Ratton. Ratton still inside the defensive 50, goes wider still. The Blues would be happy to keep possession of the football. 11 minutes left in the second term. The kick along the line goes to Dean. Dean takes his 8 or 9 strides, then kicks into the pocket. DiUlio punched away by Rowan Wharf for a boundary throw in about 65 to 70 metres around from the Carlton goal. DiUlio started on the bench with Hamill and Porter. All those players are on the ground. Gathered by Koutafidis. Still a dangerous player if he gets hold of the footy. Up towards full forward. Murphy will go in and get his second goal. 2 goals each to Murphy and Pearce.
Well, that's the ideal way to work the ball up from that back area. Just a short pass to ball to players running into space, and then Koutafidis' low kick. He's going to skid through, and unless the player takes it cleanly, which is difficult in this situation, just watch this. The ball comes through in a low trajectory, just scoots through. Bradley couldn't control it. Murphy just read that beautifully.
So Carlton doing what Sydney couldn't, scoring into the breeze and stretching their lead. Sydney in trouble now as Rice tries to get it out, but only short as far as McPherson. Ducks the head and has time to come back. Has a look down forward, down towards half forward. Mooney's his target. Over the head it goes. Lockett was at the back, couldn't take it cleanly. Silvani gives it away to Hickmont. He's set upon and the umpire has pinged it.
Gee, I know there's a free kick there, but by golly,
How to get out of that?
you might as well be a bludger and just sit on the bloke, mightn't you?
Well, that's what happens in these sort of conditions.
Yeah.
Well, they let the player go for the ball, let him make the mistake, and just sit on him.
That's probably worth about 3 free kicks on the ledger,
Kelly.
especially if he kicks a goal.
Yeah. And Kelly's going to take the shot directly in front. Has not missed a game this year. He's got 22 goals to his credit, but his accuracy is questionable. 22, 27.
28.
22, 28. Thank you, Ross. So really, it's chances like that they have to take on us when the scoreline is as it is at the minute. Silvani, however, brings it back into play. Good contest, this one. Towards half-back. Porter takes the mark. He's doing well.
It's his fourth.
He's on half-back. He'll look down towards centre wing. Pearce will be a flyer. No, he leaves it for Lance Whitnell in front. There is the young man who's no doubt be celebrating his 18th birthday later today. Let's hope he's got 4 premiership points, he'll be saying, to take with him to those celebrations.
Yeah, Whitnell's off now, and new fella Sam Smart's on Sandy.
Boy from Norwood in South Australia. Here's Koutafidis.
Here he comes.
Bending it back almost to another South Australian in McKay. Dion Miles over the line.
I think a lot of Carlton people will be happy to see Sam Smart get a game in the seniors. He's been a very consistent performer in the reserves, but with the emergence of Porter and Allen doing well after Justin Madden's retirement, he's found it difficult to get into the team.
Hume, a chance. Little man's a goer, and he goes. Away he goes.
Let himself
Kick,
go.
however, lets him down. Seymour. Wobbles it towards Nix, who's almost down to the middle. Suddenly they've got it up over 50. Mooney, Lockett comes charging out. Silvani's right on his hammer. Lockett still going. He's ridden into the ground. Brian Sheehan was right there, so play on is the call. A little slow on that occasion for Sydney was Lacuria, and they'll get out of it again. Carlton through Silvani. Back towards the centre. Diulio was there. Cook over the ball. And the umpire comes in and says, I'll take charge. As Troy Cook picks himself up from the Optus Oval turf.
Paul Lacuria just not up with the tempo just at the minute, just took an extra couple of steps, should have kicked it quickly.
I think there's a lot of mutual respect between Silvani and Lockett, don't you? The way, you know, the body language of both of those players have been combatants over a long period of time. Dyson tries to kick it forward. Dean, a look-away hand pass to Hamill. Hamill out wide in the direction of Bradley, but the kick going a little bit too far there for Craig Bradley. Hamill's had 13 possessions, 4 marks and 1 tackle. And we've got 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Maxfield and on the interchange bench.
Barry and Miles.
And still a struggle there on centre wing. No one really can control that footy. Certainly has made this a scrappy affair now, the conditions. We had the sun shining for a little while in Melbourne this morning, but it's cold, it's a bit windy, and it is raining quite steadily. Stevens and Bradley, Hume and Lacuria. Still Paul Lacuria trying to just clear the ball away from the boundary line. You can see the white line there underneath Paul Lacuria as he picks himself up. So the umpire will ball it up. Only a matter of metres from the boundary line. Porter and Lewis out the back. Cresswell off the thigh there of Dean Rice, and a boundary throw-in will take place. Darren Cresswell, he's been a good goer for the Swans for most of the year, and today again 13 possessions, 3 marks and a tackle. Porter tries to get it down to Hume. Ratton left it behind. Still Ratton. Now Lacuria kicks towards half forward. Well done there by Hamill to try and get it to McKay's advantage. Back goes Hamill. Is the advantage with the Blues? It is. Hamill transfers play to the opposite side of the ground. This will be interesting if Camporelli can gather it. He really, I don't know whether he tried to kick it there to Manton's advantage, but it's just absolutely clean bowled, the Swans player, and DeUlio is advantaged by the bounce. DeUlio, he's kicked towards the half-forward area. Pearce across his right shoulder. It will bounce, and it will go through for a goal.
Hit the post, Robbo.
Well, it won't go through for a goal, it'll go through from behind.
In fact, I think it hit the near post to where Pearce kicked from.
But a great build-up, Robbo.
Bit of excitement there.
Tough nil break, hits that post and comes across the other side behind the goal umpire.
Back into play then. Not taken, and Carlton again a chance through Camberelli down towards the half-forward line. It's the Blues at the moment as Koutafidis gives it away. Porter's hand pass is swept wide by Ronnie DeUlio to no one in particular, and it's eventually socked off the ground. Let's get out of here, says Dale Lewis. Let's get a bit of space and take the heat out of the kitchen, because they're feeling it, Sydney, at the moment. Have not scored a goal.
If Porter's hand pass had been just a little bit, with a little bit more precision.
But then, if those goalposts had been smaller, you would have had your third goal for Pearce and be back in the middle. If is a marvellous word. Kelly to centre wing. Hickmott. Just forward of centre. Call to play on. Bradley goes back to the former Cat. And he goes over the line. Very, very tough conditions for players with the rain and the wind. But Carlton doing it the better at the minute, leading by 23 points. Porter down to Rat. Hume to Bradley. Just flicks it over the top, down towards the right half forward. And Hume goes again. He's a real little live wire. Still going. Well done. Porter couldn't take the mark, but is going to get a free kick.
Well, what's the Swans bloke supposed to do? Stand there and let him take the mark? We're turning this game into a
netball. Settle down, Robbo. Porter, not the only one that feels like that, I'm sure, but play goes on. Here's a chance maybe for Hogg. Scoops it out the back door. Can anyone pick it up? It's surged towards the line by Lewis. He gets a hurry kick. He gains valuable metres, and it's over. What are your thoughts, Roscoe?
Well, Cook had no choice but to go and make the contest, but the umpire saying he didn't have any eyes on the ball and just made contact with the body. So that's the fine line distinction they make now, Robbo. Like it or not.
Robbo looks in dreadful pain, so we'll cross to him in a moment.
Bring the rules to the game match committee, Robbo.
Carey at the back. Here's Hamill. He gives it to Koutafidis. It's a high kick in towards half forward. Murphy and Co come charging at it. They've got to beat Lewis. Oh, he was off. Now he is. It spins down towards Mooney, who picks it up well, but then gets crunched and loses it to Dean. He gives it to Camberelli. It's all going Carlton's way at the moment as the Blues go down towards Pearce, and he marks just outside 50. He's already kicked a couple. Robbo had him down for 3, and he was almost there. Intercepting is O'Loughlin, and he takes the mark at halfback.
Well, the Blues were away there again if that kick had one more metre on it, but O'Loughlin able to chip in and mark, kick the ball out to Stevens. Stevens, pretty well, nearly onto Manton's chest. Well done by Porter. Gets the handball wide to Bradley. Bradley playing the percentages on every occasion here. Hickmott back to Porter, went through his hands. Now the Swans force it forward. Mooney off the ground, but only as far as the Blues. Getting his body right behind it was Dean. Great play in these conditions. Ratton to the front. Cook gets it back to O'Loughlin. Dump was Cook. Is the advantage with the Swans? It's not, so it'll come back. And the kick will be taken by Troy Cook at left half forward.
So that's where that advantage really wasn't there, because it went straight to a Carlton player. So the ball's going to come back.
So Cook with the football will go down to Johnny Russo in a second or 3. And the mark has been taken by Mooney. He's at centre half forward, 50 metres from goal.
Well, if Paul Kelly's was an important kick earlier on from a free kick, this one certainly is for Jason Mooney.
Yes, with under 4 minutes left in this second quarter, both sides with nearly the same amount of time with the breeze at their back. The Blues have kicked 3 goals in the first term, 1 goal against it in this quarter. Sydney have kicked just 5 behind so far in this second term. Mooney to try and get their first goal. It's going to float all the way. It may have been touched right on the line. It was accurate enough, but not quite the distance.
Yeah, it was Glenn Manton who just got a bit of a lift on the back of the pack there, just to get a hand to it. Well played.
Silvani brings it into Manton. Wider to Hickmott. Looks down towards centre wing. Bounces off the chest of Carey, and this allows Dean to flick it out the back door. Lockwood leaves it. Hume doesn't. He surges it towards Ratton. Ridden into the ground as he gets his kick and taking it over the line. Eight scoring shots to 6, and the margin is 22 points. Favouring the Blues with 3 minutes remaining. Ratton again. Maxfield. Spent time on the bench. Koutafidis, class. Hogg under pressure. Look at them. They're fighting now like cat and dog. Here's Creswell. Down towards left half forward. Mooney again.
Good job between he and Dean.
He'll look down to the forward line. Down towards Lockett and Silvani, but elects to go short and finds Darren Creswell. Same distance out, but a better angle. Now here's Lockett and also Silvani. Play goes on. Manton defends, but only as far as Maxfield. And the left-footed wingman will look down towards goal.
Kick a goal here if he sets it up at the...
Well, he's going to be kicked from
front
about
of the
50,
square,
isn't he?
If he aims for that right goalpost, Robert, because that breeze has dropped a little.
We'll straighten it up and bring it round, Ross.
I'd say so.
Let's see what he does. Stuart Maxfield in game number 133. Certainly started at left. In towards a big pack of players. Camporelli will soccer off the ground, and he does, and he gains 45 metres to the outer side. And Ronnie Diulio says, thank you, I'll do the same, and gain a few more. Hume gives it back to him. Beautiful play by the youngster. He goes down towards centre wing. It ricochets away because it had gone over the line, I think, on the outer side.
Yep. Boundary umpire saying taking it back in front of the Rams home loan area.
Rams, I think that is.
Rams.
As in sheep.
Yeah. Well, I got a good mention.
They roam around, don't they?
We certainly know what it is now. Boundary throw in on the right half forward flank for the Swans. Hickmott. Gee, I'll tell you what, he does an efficient job too. Since crossing from Geelong, he's been of good value for the Blues. Camporelli could have nearly given it back to him, but then kicked it wide, and kicked it wide to the advantage of Dean. Dean gets there. Oh, well done by Peter Dean. Short kick is good too. Puts it onto the face there of Rice. Rice quickly. Will it sit? No, it won't for Bradley. And Stevens may have... No, the umpire sees that as all clear for a boundary throw. And Bradley just slow to regain his composure there. Craig Bradley, he's been a good player again. He's had 12 possessions so far in the game. Smart down to the front. Look for Ratton. Ball with Hume. I'd love to see him kick it a bit more. He's just prepared to give it off, and then the kick from Camporelli has been marked in the goal square or near the goal square by Andrew Dunkley. Dunkley, the hand pass into the pocket to Seymour. In turn, McPherson. Seymour. The more you handle it, the more chance you've got of making the blue. Camporelli, Bradley. That's dropping the ball, isn't it? Went to kick it. Oh, Rice is grabbed. The umpire still is not prepared to blow his whistle. That's what drives me mad, Ross. They're prepared to give the Tiggy Touchwood once. A passage of play like that where you might see 3 free kicks and nothing happens.
John Russo, what is happening?
Well, it certainly did look as though Dean Rice was held, but Shane McInerney signalled that he was staging for it. Well, regardless of whether he stages or not, if he's held, he gets the free kick.
Thank you, John.
Unbelievable.
Spot on.
Rat. Go, Robbo.
You, Sandy.
Okay, Hume was held. And that one's been noticed. Taken a little high was the young man wearing 47. And he'll have a shot. Now, this is interesting because it'll be the last kick of the half. And if Carlton could go in with another one here, it would be an excellent quarter for the home side. That's what lies ahead for this young man who's played just 7 games, and he goes right across the face of goal as the siren sounds. So there will be no addition to the score, but still a very good first half by Carlton, who into the breeze kicked 1 goal 2, and at the same time restricted Sydney, going with the breeze, to 6 behinds, Robert.
Yes, it has been good. It probably hasn't been good for Sydney. I mean, they're the team that are certainties to participate in the finals, and I think that their coaching staff would have been looking for maybe a little bit more from them. But it is a very difficult day to play football, and at the moment, the Blues are playing the better wet weather football. They're putting their bodies in just between their opponents and the football, and they're doing all the negative things just about to the letter of the law.
So, half-time here, Robbo, at the Optus Oval, and honours to the home side Carlton. They lead 4-4-28. Their goal kickers have been Brad Pearce with 2, Justin Murphy 2, Sydney are 6 behinds.
Last quarter to win the game if that scenario comes true.
So this is a big quarter, especially for Sydney. But let's see if Carlton can keep on going. It's Ratton out of the middle. He charges down towards Ronnie DiIulio. Down towards a right half forward. Nix is there for Sydney, and he goes towards the boundary line. There's DiIulio, wearing 34 for Carlton. 68 games to his credit now. And Matthew Nix, building on his young career. Stafford again doing the ruck work. O'Loughlin was there but couldn't take it. Camporelli worked hard, and Hume sees it over the line.
13 possessions to Darren Hume in the first half.
Suggesting Robbie Pitt should kick the ball a bit more than handball.
I just feel as though he's trying to bring other players into the game, and he could probably be more advantaged by using it himself.
O'Loughlin couldn't get a kick. McPherson could at the second attempt. Down towards Stevens. Round the body he goes. Ricochets back towards Maxfield. He looks towards the centre, the bouncing ball. Well, it's eventually going to be okay for Sydney and Paul Licuria. He goes inside 50. Silvani came charging out. Strong body work. Dean, Mooney's holding his head. Dean kicks towards Hamill. Hamill wanted the line initially. Barry says, where is it? Where is it? Stevens over the top, but too wide for Darren Creswell. And we'll have a throw in on the outer side.
Great effort by Moon to go back and try and take that chest mark.
Lockett and Silvani, 2 greats of the game. Lockett, 234 games. Silvani, 229. And the fullback of the century is Bradley, has taken away. Mooney sees that ball over the line.
Craig Bradley been a fantastic player for Carlton, along with Stephen Kernahan. Ian Collins did a great job when he recruited those boys from South Australia, and they've been tremendous stalwarts. Ratton tries to clear the pack, but the whistle had gone, and the umpire will ball it up. It's about 45 metres from the Swans' goal.
The tragedy was that the other one he recruited couldn't still be playing today, and Peter Motley.
Yes, that was very bad luck. Trying to just force it forward there was Dale Lewis, knocked away by the Blues defence for another boundary throw-in. Glenn Manton, well, played in a premiership team here at Carlton 2 years ago, and probably only 12 months before that was playing with his beloved Bombers. Grew up in the shadows of the grandstands out there at Windy Hill. Matthew Hogg gets it forward. Hume does well to effect the spoil and then kicks it forward himself. And Dunkley sees the ball over. Drowned people out there in the area of the new Legends stand here at Optus Oval. Footy fans are a hardened lot, aren't they? The rain continues to fall, but they just sit out there. Andrew McKay's a hardened man. Camporelli to Pearce and Seymour. Little kick by Dunkley. Not far enough. DiIulio's onto it. No, he's not quite. Dunkley does well. He was under pressure and he's forced the clearance, and Seymour helps him out by taking it over. Andrew Dunkley was disadvantaged there on a couple of occasions, but he fought on grandly, and with the help of Seymour has made it a ruck contest about 85 to 90 metres around from the Carlton goal. 28 plays 6. The Swans would be looking to contain the Blues in this third quarter. McKay to Koutafidis, in turn to Hogg, gets away from Maxfield, does Matthew Hogg. Kicks to the goal front, it bounces off to the right and through for a behind.
29 plays 6, first score of the second half.
Stephen Carey.
Shannon Grant, nearest camera. The youngster, who some suggest could be coming back to Melbourne, and Kevin Dyson making up the bench. Miles towards centre wing. Kelly, spoiler from behind on Hamill. Stafford, Barry, Kelly again. Hickmott at the bottom. Hamill, Stevens. Hamill asks the question of umpire Stuart Wen. Mackay shrugs the tackle, then bends it back in towards left half forward. Twisted away from Hume. Dunkley, an interesting soccer off the ground towards Stevens in the middle. Johnny Stevens kicks towards half forward. Sydney desperate for a goal of any sort, be it into the breeze or with it. Lewis now gives chase. A couple have got him, Manton and Dean. Dean tidies up. And away he comes, back towards centre wing where Allen is alone. Carlton standing firm. Allen to right half forward. Towards Hume. He leaves it for Ratton. It comes wider to DiIulio. Ronnie goes to ground. And O'Loughlin makes sure he stays there. And the ball goes over the line.
Dale Lewis in that top pocket just kept the ball in play. Not sure whether there was a teammate around him. There wasn't, in fact, and the Carlton player was able to just clear that away. Might have been better off just taking it over the line.
Stafford wearing 15. Porter. Maxfield again towards the line. Just speaking of those youngsters, Robbo, everyone has talked about the ageing players at Carlton, but not a lot has been said of the younger brigade who are coming through, and there's some very positive signs.
Yeah, well, I think that they've got to be given a little bit of encouragement, those young blokes. I saw Franchina play a little bit last week against Geelong. Hasn't appeared yet, but there's another one there, young Whitnell. Kicks the ball over his left shoulder, but Seymour read it a little bit better there and took the mark on his chest, just favouring maybe his left leg, a bit of cramp, perhaps. 29 plays 6, the Blues lead. Difficult conditions prevailing here at the Optus Oval. Darren Cresswell comes away from half-back, kicks with his left foot, out wide, knocked away there by Bradley.
In fact, Robbo, I think Seymour might have done a hamstring. He's just called for a trainer or the physio.
Watch that with a bit of interest, hamstrings with the
this weather.
Finals just around the corner. It's usually a couple of weeks, isn't it, if you've done it anywhere near. Koutafidis at the base there of that ruck contest. Whitnell knocks it on. McPherson now nicks from the back pocket. Short kick finds Maxfield. Maxfield wide at left half back. The Swans aren't doing all that bad. They're keeping possession of the ball, and that kick has found Lewis. Lewis not quite up to half forward. About 85 metres out from goal. He'll kick maybe to within scoring distance now. Punched away there from Mooney by Dean. Well backed up by Hickmott across his left shoulder. Back near the wing, knocked away by Mackay for the safety of a boundary throw in. Hardened man, Andrew Mackay. And, well, he's a country boy and he's a tough guy. Blues lead by 23 points. Stafford gets the knock away from Porter. Kelly keeps his footing, goes in, does Paul Kelly. Look, they're both down, Lockett and Silvani gets to his feet first and kicks the ball away to Manton.
And Glenn Manton's got a bit of space. He looks towards centre wing and finds Ronnie DiIulio. The crowds come to life as Ronnie goes over the top to Allen, just on 50 metres. A standing start, a long bomb is a beauty. Carlton say catch us if you can. Matthew Allen gets his first, Roscoe, and his 6th for the season.
Well, perhaps a little bit of luck there, but by gee, great body work by both players there. Just the ball advantaged Silvani there as they both got up simultaneously and they cleared it away so comfortably. And a good work by DiIulio just to spot Allen to get the ball over to him, who had plenty of time just to wait for it to come to him. Steadied. Clever kick.
A big ask now for Sydney. 5-5 plays 6 behinds.
Gee, that oval ball's a damn thing, isn't it? I mean, Plugger was in the best position there. It bounced away from him and gave Silvani still the chance to recover and clear it.
Back in the middle. What can they do out of the centre? Creswell's kick is smothered. Stafford's kick is smothered. Taken by Mackay. It's all working for Carlton. Down towards the right forward pocket. Dunkley and Allen see it over the line as the rain comes down, and we've dropped another couple of degrees. Just now hovering on -23.
Yes, and Brad Seymour has gone off, suggests with that hamstring, Stephen Carey has to come on.
For the Blues a chance to score again here. Matthew Allen up against Greg Stafford. Stafford maybe advantaged there. O'Loughlin couldn't do much with the footy. Allen trying to grab it away there from Miles, I think it is. Dion Miles down there for the Swans, and the umpire calls for another ball up. Only 30 metres, 35 metres from the Carlton goal. McPherson kicks it away back towards the centre of the ground, and that's unfair, isn't it? Lewis Scragg, the advantage is with the Swans. Maxfield runs away from the wing, kicks the ball up towards half forward. Dean and Mooney, and over the top, Hickmott, and they just call play on.
Yeah, goodness.
Ratton tries to get it wide. Lewis, now Cook for the Swans. Left foot kick by that player towards full forward. Goes through all players. The race is on now. Silvani to clear. Not quite far enough, but he's going to still make a contest. Kelly, Silvani, great stuff. Cresswell brought down by Mackay, and the Blues defence is a grand unit today.
Gee, that's great to watch, isn't it, Silvani?
Probably shouldn't have happened, Sandy. There should have been a free kick on the other side.
Yes. Still play goes on, Roscoe. No good shaking your head. Dean in there working hard. Ratton taken out of it. Lockett. Mooney coming in with O'Loughlin.
Who did you think the free kick should have gone to? Over
Push.
Was the Carlton play coming? Was it Maxfield or Lewis?
Yeah, Lewis, that's right.
Over the top of Lewis.
Yeah.
He should have got a free kick. Even though the Carlton player might have been going for the ball, you can't interfere in the back.
Yeah, fair enough.
Carlton by almost 5 goals. And that is a monstrous lead in these conditions. Look at the dashing fullback of the century. Kicks back towards Bradley. Intercepted by Stevens. But caught beautifully by Hickmott. Bradley again picks up another possession. Doesn't travel very far. And ducking his head on the outer side and going for the boundary line to force another throw in was McPherson. There he is, number 13. Kelly, Mackay, tunnel ball towards Stewie Maxfield. Charges it forward to Mooney, back to Maxfield again, a chance. Lockett, another one. Maxfield, behind. Yes. Number 7 goes on the ball.
Probably very critical, Sandy, but gee, that's just a little bit too fancy in this situation. Go for goal, Stuart Maxfield. Did all the hard work.
Silvani kicks into Rice. Rice goes in the direction of Whitnell. Punched away there by Stephen Carey. Close to the line goes Lecuria. Whitnell does reasonably well in the circumstances to force a boundary throw in. And the Swans looked a chance to move it forward once again into the danger area. 35 plays 7. It's a 28-point advantage. It's probably not the margin that's the worry. It's just that the Swans are still goalless, and they really are struggling. They're kicking against the breeze. Cresswell throws it onto his left foot. It'll land close to centre-half forward. Dean, well, that was a donkey kick in the finish. Camporelli kicks it down towards the half-forward area. Well gathered by Dunkley. Gets the hand pass out there to Nix. Back to McPherson. McPherson into the middle. Ratton made it difficult, but Maxfield did well and marked on his chest.
Free kicks 20 to 12 in favour of Carlton. Stewie Maxfield. Long in towards half forward. Another strong mark taken by this young man. Boyd. Mark his name down. Porter. As Robbo's already said, big raps. Here's Ratton in towards DiIulio. Dropped the slippery ball. Bradley there also. Stevens comes in over the top. So a bounce almost in the middle. Always exciting to see young talent coming through, and exciting young talent too. Porter certainly fitting that category.
4 marks he's taken and he's had 10 possessions.
Still in the middle. He goes at it again. I think that's McKay at the bottom, the vet who was brought up in his early football days wearing blue and white for Lucendale in the southeast of South Australia. From the thrower. Creswell got it out initially towards his captain. Can Sydney score a goal in this third term? Hogg. Tough little cookie.
Oh, red hot Matthew Hogg. Don't worry about him.
151
You'll have him in
games.
the trenches, Sandy, beside you, I tell you what.
That'd be handy. Here's Porter again. This time he's beaten by Stafford, who with a roundhouse left carves at some 25 metres. Cook couldn't take it cleanly. Bradley smothered. Locked up, but Bradley will go again. So too will O'Loughlin. Gee, it's tough in these conditions, isn't it? Look at Troy Cook. He's at the bottom of the pack. Stuart Wen, the umpire, comes in to take control.
I think what can appeal to you there, Ross, is in wet conditions the tackling was all fairly well legal.
Yes.
And well, they can slip and slide and easily give a high tackle away or a push in the back, and the umpire prepared to give all players there the credit, and he will ball it up at left half forward for the Swans, still looking for their first goal. Back towards the middle of the ground, Licurio has taken the mark. He's probably too far out to score, but he'll certainly put it into a danger zone for the Swans. Kicks it to the pocket, knocked away there by Dean. He played the percentages and gave away a behind with that big fist.
And the better leads had come towards Licurio going the other side, so his kick wasn't the best percentage one.
Silvani to bring it back in. Probably wouldn't be such a bad idea now to just kick it as far as you can. He's gone for it right down the middle of the ground. Oh, good effort by Stafford. That's a top effort. Greasy ball, pretty well a one-hander. Wharf gets it off to Stevens. Stevens back in the Lockett area. Push out, he's going to get his first goal. Lockett has kicked a goal.
Well, Rob, I'd say that was a free kick to Silvani. He physically stood there and just pushed him out of the way. And the umpire angled it correctly, but decided it was all legal. This is a great grab here by Stafford. The long kick was the best option by Silvani. I agree with that, Robbo. There just had to be a knock on by Peter Dean. Couldn't do that. Now Stevens goes long. Lockett, just definite free kick.
So with just over 8 minutes remaining in the third quarter, Sydney get their first goal and the slow Sydney chant goes up. O'Loughlin's taken out of it, but he'll go again at the bottom of the pack. With him is Ratton. Will that spur them on? Will that give them a lift? No doubt. But how much? 35 plays 14. It's only 9 scoring shots to 10. Little in that department, but Carlton have got the goals when it's counted. Here's Kuda. Left footer is wide and wobbly. Difficult one to pick up for Pearce. Decides to use the boot initially, then goes again. It's claimed, and the ball spills over the line as Dion Miles, in just his 8th game, gets a couple of taps of encouragement. Stafford gains 25 metres. Hogg looking to get away from Cook. Here's O'Loughlin, he runs into Hogg. Socket away by Peter Dean. Whitnell, Ratton, Dean, they all combine. Don't tell me Peter Dean's going to get in the scoring. No, he centres it beautifully, and the mark is taken by Scott Camberelli. A beauty!
There's just perhaps a handball coming from Michael O'Loughlin that it wasn't quite good enough in the congestions. Just the area, congested area there, just trying to push it through to his teammates running on. It's a good mark by Camberelli.
Ratton was good again.
Oh, yes, and then Dean just to run on and see the situation when there's a bit of space. His kick was good.
He's booted only 6 for the season, 6 goals 4. But this to answer the Lockett goal. Almost directly in front. Kicking from 40 metres. Scott Camberelli is away to the left.
Lucky one for Sydney, Sandy. Matthew Allen's off. Franchina's on.
Well, I suppose the Swans in the second term, they kicked 6 behinds in that second quarter, and they did miss a few chances that they probably could have converted, so maybe it's the Blues' turn now to be a little inaccurate. Good mark out there to Stephen Carey. Those gloves must be an advantage with the slippery ball. He handled that pretty well. Kick into the middle, Stafford, dispossessed, but maybe the umpire seeing that as a mark, was it?
Oh, definitely, yep.
So paid to Greg Stafford. His kick will land close to half forward. No mark there to Lewis. Gathering it as Nicks. Shrugs the tackle. Goes in and gets the Swannies' second goal. How I love you, Swanee. Matthew Nicks a goal. Tony Lockett a goal. And the Sydney team only trail now by 16 points.
Well, if they've still got the legs, this is the sort of effort they had in the second half last week against Hawthorn, when they really surged forward. They kicked those 13 goals to 4 in the second half. I don't think they'll kick that many today. However, they really will do push themselves up against Carlton here, and Carlton have to stand firm in defence.
Suddenly Sydney come to life with goal scoring power. It's Creswell out of the centre, but only as far as the glove to Peter Dean. 2 quick goals. Carlton now look to answer. Ratton is caught, and he's been pinged.
And 50 now against Matthew Hogg, because he kicked the ball on Sandy.
He's going to stop.
Yes. Mooney doesn't know there's 50.
No, he's got to go down, and be careful. There's a little bit off the ball. Rice picks himself up, and Lewis, who's holding that right shoulder.
And I tell you what, this kick is going to be taken from about 30 metres now.
Directly in front.
Now Bruce has dropped too, so he shouldn't have. He should have a bit of protection from the stand.
Lewis is up and appears to be okay.
Kicks this, it's 10 points the margin.
Oh, and what a big final quarter we're in for.
Your little beauty.
That's what we want, Robbo. And let's see what he does. From 35 metres, hits straight through the middle. Back comes Sydney. Mooney gets the 13th goal next to his name for the season. And it's 3-8, playing 5-6, 10 points the margin.
Yeah, great chase there. You're Brett Ratton just not aware that he was under pressure, and then Hogg comes in after the handball goes off. Watch this, kicks it off the ground. That's what the 50 was for.
So the scoreboard here at the Optus Oval is wrong. Our score is right. It is a 10-point margin in favour of the Blues. Koutafides screws it across his left shoulder but misses. First score for the day to Anthony Koutafides. Just playing a quiet achievers game. 6 minutes left in the term. Koutafides 13 possessions. Camporelli has built on his. He's had 17 with 5 marks, but kicked just 2 behinds. Missed one from about 30 metres directly in front about 3 minutes ago. And on the other hand, Jason Mooney kicked the Swans' 3rd goal. Kick in by Nicks. No mark. The ball spills to McPherson. Manton for the Blues. Having something to say, but Daniel McPherson not reacting. Rodney Eade in screen there.
Whitnell is off, and Sam Smart back on for Carlton.
Boundary throw in. Opportunity now for the Blues. Hume just over the top of the football, and the umpire will ball it up 50 metres from the Blues goal. Both coaches issuing instructions down to the bench. We've got 5.5 minutes left. Still a chance maybe for the Swans to add to their goal tally, but more importantly, if they can hold the Blues up, they will be coming home with an advantage in the last term. O'Loughlin kicks it back towards the middle of the ground. Cook and Hogg. Cook can't break away, but Dean gets his right foot to it. Kicks it back towards half forward. Porter, Manton, underneath all that is Licuria, and just stopping that surge forward by the Blues. So a ball up near the right-hand forward point of the square. It's about 60 to 65 metres from Carlton's goal. They lead by 10 points, 36 plays 26. Porter gets it down, but it's McPherson for the Swans. Kicks it back towards half forward, punched away by Dean. At the fall of the ball is Cook, finding it difficult to hold onto it. Mooney, Cook again, spills to Ratton. Franchina into the action. Over the top was Lacuria, and the umpire will ball it up on centre wing.
Troy Cook just had one of those days he can't quite get hold of the footy. Hogg's done him, worn him like a glove all day, but the situation he was clear, just couldn't quite grab the cherry. Now Hobley.
Crucial 4.5 minutes for both sides. Sydney fans have also come to life. Lachlan at the bottom of the pack. The cause looked somewhat hopeless just 15 or so minutes ago, but what a different story now as Lachlan kicks down towards the half-forward line. It'll be a free kick. It'll go the way of Carlton to be taken by Dean Rice. Back he goes to McKay, who ambles through half-back. Looks to the outer side. Hamill and co are there. And Shannon Grant, who spent considerable time on the bench, coming out with the long sleeves and the gloves. Stafford and Porter, two young big guns who may well have some grand contests in the years ahead. Both very exciting players. Good mark taken by McPherson. It's done okay. 11 points is the margin, favouring Carlton. Sydney coming home with the breeze in the final quarter, but we're not there yet. Here's Kelly. Paul Kelly. 13 kicks to the skipper. Goes towards half forward. Lewis a big flyer. Dean Rice in the way once again, but the kick was smothered. Cook at the bottom, and a bounce to take place.
Great smother by Troy Cook.
Well, if he's having a dog day afternoon, you say, well, darn it, if I can't kick it, I'll spoil it. And that's what he's doing. There's the benches with Allen for Carlton. Under 3 minutes remaining. Just in Sydney's attacking zone. McKay has the ball held. It's as if Michael O'Loughlin was saying to him, care to dance. Stafford and Porter again. Won by Stafford. Taken by Creswell. Down towards Lewis. Couldn't take it cleanly. Dean defends. To the outer side he goes. There'll be some tired players in this final term. Stafford lumbers, then does well. A neat little hand pass is okay to McPherson. He's a long way out. He goes inside 50 once again. Down towards Lewis and co. Dunkley is there also, but it's Hogg who takes it over the line.
Carlton have kicked 1 goal in this third quarter. The Swans have kicked 3 goals themselves. Lewis being crashed to the ground there.
Shoulder's still worrying. Yeah, the right shoulder still concerning him.
Dean Rice just gets his foot to it. Punched away by Franchina. Out towards the wing. Might have been Darren Hume actually that thumped that ball away. On centre wing now, there's Michael O'Loughlin. Not big stats by his standards, just 7 possessions. 2 minutes left. The Blues badly need a goal. That's a holding incident against Stafford. Quickly Porter to Bradley. Bradley around onto his left, gets good distance with the kick. Carey misses it. Pearce could have handballed. Look at the boy running in support. Matthew Hogg. Pearce's kick. I think it's bounced through, but just for behind.
It came off O'Loughlin there. Hogg ran past her, Robbo, because Troy Cook was running towards the bench to come off the ground, and he has done that now. And so Hogg did the smart thing and took off down to his forward line. Should have got the handball. There's Troy Cook on screen.
Maxfield in towards Barry. Leo Barry. Scoots away towards centre wing. Hamill in front, got a decent old shove from Shannon Grant. Play on was the call. Mooney does that, and now Dunkley has Dyson going past. Dyson goes in towards Lockhart. He comes charging out like a raging bull, but can't take it. Here's a snap by Creswell down towards Kelly. Kelly's going to go into an open goal. Paul Kelly, yes!
just great persistence there by the Sydney players to push that ball forward. And just their numbers told, 3 or 4 players around the contest. And here Lockett not able to control it, but then the fumble there by Franchino, unfortunately couldn't control it. Creswell in fact going for goal. I'm not sure that he saw Kelly there. They know how to lift, don't they?
Well, wherever you're watching this on 7, stay with us for the final quarter. Coat hanger for Kelly, and the skipper will rip them out of the centre again. They've got under a minute to go.
Cresswell's been terrific in this quarter.
Been terrific all season. Wide to Maxfield. Scoots away from Smart, then kicks it wider, even still to O'Loughlin. Couldn't take it cleanly, but he's quick to recover. He needs help, and he's got it in the form of Lacuria. Now Smart again. The big number 25, the youngster for Carlton. And that's Scotty Camberelli with Michael O'Loughlin. Take us through the last 30 seconds of the quarter, Robbo.
Well, the Swans have got a chance to score here if they can get hold of the football. Dean off the ground, McKay left it behind. Still the Swans a chance. I know there's only a few seconds left, but possession's all that important. Porter tries to get it to Camperelli. He goes for the safety of the line, and that may be the last passage of play for the quarter. So, with about 28 minutes of football left, the Blues hold a 6-point advantage. Sydney coming home with the aid of a fairly healthy breeze. It is fluctuating, but certainly the Swans with the advantage in the last term. Rodney Eade still barking instructions in the coach's box. And there is the siren to end the third term, and Sydney took the points quite dramatically in that third term. They kicked 4 goals to Carlton's 1 goal 4. The Blues with the breeze at their back in that third quarter. They lead by 6 points at 3/4 time. They're 5-8 to Sydney 4-8. The Blues goal kickers Murphy and Pearce have kicked 2 each. Matthew Allen has kicked 1. And for Sydney, they're all singles. Plugger Lockett, Kelly, Mooney and Matthew Nix.
Rocket Eade comes out to greet his charges at 3/4 time. So to David Parkin, is this his penultimate game as far as coaching Carlton is concerned? We'll certainly know that in the next couple of weeks. But we're all set up for a big final term, and Rocket is pumped as he has a few words at 3/4 time. He can smell 4 points here. At the moment, they're down by 6. 5-8 plays 4-8 in Carlton's favour. Greg Stafford set to do the task. Will charge up against Allen. First goal so important as Hume gets it out, but it's taken by Nix. They go down towards half forward, only as far as Peter Dean. Mr. Reliable heads to the outer side and finds Julio.
Just get the impression that the ball's dried up a little bit. Is it a new agate at the start of each quarter?
Yes. Up to left half forward, and here's Stephen Carey. Back over centre wing again, the mark from behind.
And a free kick.
Is going to be paid. Now, this is going to be interesting because we're going to be seeing Mr. Lockett and Mr. Silvani come into play here. Down towards those 2 players now. Lockett, Silvani at the back. Kelly in front. Hogg is in front of him. He gets the kick out now, and it's the big men who've got to run. They've got to sprint to the ball. Allen is first to it. Sneaks away from Stafford. Belted clear of Pearce and over the line on centre wing. What do you think, Roscoe, going into this final term? Who would you fancy?
Well, Sydney seem to have the momentum, Sandy. They had the ball running for them, and I mean, Carlton did pretty well in that second quarter going into this breeze, but I think Sydney had the intensity.
O'Loughlin towards Barry, fisted away by Hamill. Koutafidis waits down, and he's away. He gives it to Scott Camberelli, sneaks away from Dyson, looks down towards the centre of the ground. Julio is there. Nix is right on his hammer, and he's got him!
You're lucky.
Well, he did have the ball in front of him. Robbo, he handballed in front of him, and the tackle came on.
So he takes the free kick, and he finds Camberelli still in the middle of the ground. Pearce lead is the target. Can't find him. Socket off the ground by Licuria. Taken by Ratton. Here's a chance for Allen, the big man. Lopes in towards goal and pops it through. Great start by Carlton. Oh, what a start. His second goal, and the Blues a little bit of breathing space.
Do you want to ask me again, Sandy?
Yes.
He's been good. The couple of goals he has kicked, that one in the third was a beauty outside 50. Just their numbers around it again. Sydney players got to the contest, but for most of the day they haven't been so good at crumbing. And great hands again by Brett Ratton just to set that up. He's been good in that area. A bit classy by Matthew Allen just to finish off.
Well, just about votes again today for Brett Ratton. A terrific hand pass to give Allen the chance. Dean Rice overruns it. Shannon Grant tries to get it to Lewis. Lewis hacks it out of the air. Lockett crashing his way through, taking the football in his path was Paul Kelly. Boundary throw in, right forward pocket for the Sydney Swans. They trail by 2 goals. Allen at the back, Mooney. Allen takes it, hand pass Ratton. Ratton onto his boot quickly and gets it temporarily out of the danger zone. It's about 65 to 70 metres around from the Swans' goal, and the boundary umpire to throw it in once again. Ratton, a very, very hard worker at the base of the pack. 23 possessions, 3 tackles. All the time, just pushing it forward, pushing it out into the open, trying to set it up for his teammates. Stafford, there's Ratton again, onto his boot quickly, back towards the centre of the ground. Koutafidis couldn't take it. Hamill, oh, well done to Bradley. Nice little hand pass. His kick, gathered by Julio. Hand pass wider still to Koutafidis. Long striding Anthony Koutafidis goes towards goal. No one home for the Blues. Getting back is Dion Miles. Camporelli a little overzealous there, and he's minding of the mark. Don't really think that it held the Swans player up, but the umpire obviously under instruction there. Camporelli not coming back quickly enough. John Russo.
Yeah, look, Camporelli clearly ran over the mark by a considerable amount. That's an automatic 50.
Okay, McKay out wide. Too high for Koutafidis. Into the action is Wharf for the Swans. His kick to centre half forward, punched away by Manton, gathered by Dean. A high kick, Ratton underneath it. Punch to the front of the pack. A chance now for the Blues to lock it up, and the umpire will throw it in the air once again, about 60 metres from the Swans' goal. They still trail by 2 goals, yet to add to their 3/4 time score. Of course, the Blues have got a goal through Matthew Allen.
Here's the belt by Allen. Down towards Hume. He flicks it out, and Carlton have a chance to defend again, and they do, towards centre wing. And Pearce can't take the ball cleanly, so a throw in to take place. John Russo.
Yeah, look, it's undue delay or undue encroachment for the 50-metre penalty. As Robbo said, it didn't hold up the play, but it was undue encroachment over the mark.
From the throw-in, Ratton is caught. The ball is held to him. Ball up just in Carlton's attacking zone. Allen does the ruck work. Trying to get through is McPherson. Flicked out to Stevens from Licuria. He looks down towards Leo Barry. Does a bit of shoving and gives away a free kick. Just tried to edge his opponent a little too far. Bit soft, what do you think, Roscoe?
Well, they played it for holding on, Brian Sheen. I mean, he's in the position there, but just play on, isn't it?
Bradley does. Spinning it back towards Hume. There's this little highway to heaven's chance as he tries to get it back to Pearce. Close to the boundary line. Going to be kept in play by Miles. He floats it up towards centre wing. Over the head of Licuria. Past Dale Lewis, who appears to have a shoulder problem. Past Leo Barry, but he's got the run of the spinning ball. Leo Barry looks towards Lockett. Lockett, Silvani. Lockett got a hand to it. Manton goes in to defend as well. He does fantastically, but so does Silvani. Look at that. Concedes it behind, and Tony Lockett lifts his head as if to say, what have I got to do to beat him? Grand contest.
Well, John Russo, we saw Brad Seymour maybe with a bit of a hamstring problem.
Yeah, as you said, Robbo, he has got a hamstring injury and not expected to take any further part in the game, so probably a couple of weeks.
Oh, good mark taken by Dean from the kick-in. Plays on quickly, down towards the wing. Ratner's made good position. Oh, slippery little hand pass to Bradley. Bradley running along the boundary line. May try and keep it close to the line. Gets past O'Loughlin and then kicks it long. Allen on the end of it has marked. Bradley just the ball carrier on that situation. Allen goes for goal, kicks it across the face. Hickmott tries to take a one-hander, still makes a contest out of it in the pocket. May just force a throw, and he does. And it is an 11-point advantage to the Blues, 44 plays 33. A wry smile on the face of Adrian Hickmott. Allen up against Stafford. Stafford straight back to the boundary line. Swans, their third quarter was meritorious, but it's not much good if you don't come away with the points. Trail by 11 at this stage. They need 2 goals to hit the front, but on the other hand, they've got to stop the Blues from scoring, and it's in the Blues left forward pocket right now. Maxfield in the foreground, Brett Ratton, and Grant off, replaced by Carey.
Stafford leaning over the top. Licuria trying to defend from behind. Franchina in the front, overrun by Pearce. Licuria held.
Goodness me.
Now, really does leave people quite mystified, doesn't it? So disappointed.
It's the basis of the game, Sandy. You've got to prepare to protect the player going for the ball, and he's being held on to, no question about that.
You agree with that, John Russo?
Yes, I do, Sandy. I mean, once they missed the first one, no, it's unfortunate they missed the second one as well.
One wonders how long it can go on just being unfortunate. However,
it's wrong.
Yes, that's exactly right. Hume works hard, tries to get it out to McKay. Camporelli held it for a long time before giving it to Whitnell. Happy 18th birthday, Lance, if he can get it out to McKay. Go, McKay! Beautifully tackled by Stevens. He loses it. Great work by John Stevens. Miles works hard as well, and eventually forces a ball up in Carlton's attacking zone. Robbo.
A statistic, 22 free kicks were awarded in the first quarter. 9 in the second, 5 in the third, and 3 so far in this quarter.
And perhaps a handball there from Andrew McKay to Craig Bradley. Perhaps could have seen the goal there.
10 metres out from their scoring zone. Bradley in the thick of things again with Maxfield and Camporelli. Not unlike a rugby scrum. There'll be another ball up.
I think you mentioned in the third term about tired boys in the last quarter. Certainly does sap their legs, these conditions, and it's just going to be a survival.
And Sydney in particular wouldn't be used to not only the wet conditions, but the cold. They did have the one wet day against North Melbourne, but the very cold conditions.
Well, the Blues have made it pretty hot for most of the day, certainly their defence. Matthew Allen, McKay tries to knock it forward, but only to the boundary line. It's in the right forward pocket, right in front of the Social Club here at the Optus Oval. Cook, Seymour and Grant warming the bench for the Swans. Stafford gets front posse. Allen tries to get it down. Comes to Licuria. No path there for Licuria. Nothing there for Stevens. Hume. 44 plays 33. Looks like Porter having a spell with Murphy and maybe Smart on the bench there for the Blues. Still Stafford gets that front posse. Stevens for the Swans, kicks it back over his right shoulder, back towards the wing. Cresswell does well. Maxfield quickly on. Now the pressure on the Blues half-back line. It bounces very awkwardly. Nicely for Matthew Hogg. He mopped that up. He was probably advantaged there and put it on the chest of Ratton. He plays on. Bit slow was Brett Ratton. Going to get another chance. He was lucky there. Out to Koutafidis, a shepherd. May give him a path. Now Hickmott. Little kick out wide. Good. He spotted Whitnell. Whitnell up towards full forward. Dean Rice not able to take the mark. Hickmott again, little hand pass, Hume taken to the ground by Wharf, caught with the ball. No free kick, umpire will ball it up.
The right smile from Hume. He's a real little goer though, isn't he?
Yes. Some great pressure.
Allen contesting again. Bradley scouting. There's been a whistle. Tackle too high, Roscoe?
Yes.
So Ratton gives it to Bradley. He looks down towards Pearce. He's got to beat a couple. Pushed wide. Miles and Diulio. Diulio in front spot. And is forced to take it over the line. Still plenty of time for Sydney. But Carlton at the moment locking it up in their forward zone. And that's doing the job even though they're not scoring. Manton was the high flyer. Miles tries to belt it wider and does so towards Stevens and Bradley. Big day for Craig Bradley with 17 kicks. Like Robert Harvey of St Kilda, just runs and runs and runs. Whitnell has an airy. Stafford tried to farm it out to the running Creswell. Maxfield couldn't do so. Here's McPherson. Look at them pounce on that. Towards Camberelli. Maxfield comes hard at him and McPherson takes it over. Stafford again with Allen. Sydney, of course, would dearly love to finish with back-to-back wins to give themselves a great finals chance at the SCG.
At the moment, the other scores and other grandstands are doing them a favour too. If they can get up and win.
Yep. They're not to know that, I don't think. Pearce may have the final say.
Well, I was just going to say, Sandy, that Carlton have done very, very well to bottle it up in this last 5 or 6 minutes when Sydney have looked a bit dangerous, trying to push that ball forward. They've got Sydney on the back foot now, so the intensity and I thought the flow of the game was going with Sydney. It's been turned around by Carlton, which is a great compliment to them and their players.
So Brad Pearce for goal number 3, all at this end of the ground. Yes.
And that makes it terribly hard, Sandy. It really does, because Sydney have struggled and they've gone for the opportunities they've had inside 50 have been bottled up by Carlton. And the last 4 or 5 minutes of play have all been in the forward half of the home side. And they've been very good in the scrap.
Have a guess who got it forward again?
Right.
Brad Pearce gets his 3rd goal, and I might have said all at that end of the ground. He kicked his 2 in the first quarter at the other end, but it doesn't matter. He's got 3, and it's making it very hard for Sydney now. Away goes Kelly. Maybe he can lift them. Down towards Lockett and Silvani. They've been at each other all day with limited opportunities. Tony Lockett has just the 1 goal.
Big bloke, isn't he? Powerhouse. Tony Lockett, just 1 kick for 1 goal, but it has been a terribly difficult day for forwards. Bradley's been fantastic. Kicks it out close to the wing. Whitnell favoured by the bounce. Gathered it, kicked it forward. Pearce again. May kick his 4th goal here, Brad Pearce. He does. It's all over. 2 quick goals to Brad Pearce has snuffed out the resurgence of the Swan. And the Blues lead by 23 points.
Isn't it amazing that the game was going to be favoured by the end left of screen, but Sydney in the 3rd quarter got their 4 goals going this way, and now Carlton are just tying this game up. With the ball drying out a smidge, the rain is gone, the wind's gone, they've just taken full advantage of it.
Brad Pearce has 4, Sydney has 4, Carlton has 8. And they're looking the goods. Here goes Kelly again. Can't get clear of Dean Rice. It's socket away down towards the left half forward, towards the boundary line. The race is on. Manton was leading it. Now he loses out. Cresswell's hand pass over the top towards O'Loughlin. Back inside to Stephen Carey. He's set upon. Gets it inside. Ratton tumbled over. Dean dropped it. Play on is the call. Kelly, a hurried kick, not very far, straight to Rice, partly smothered, picked up by Dean. Carlton out of trouble again. They've got the answers to Whitnell. Took it off the top of the pack. Beautifully smothered by McPherson. He does well. Steals it and goes to Leo Barry on half forward, who takes the diving mark. A real sense of urgency now as far as Sydney's concerned. Leo Barry is 60 metres out. Lockett wants it long. He's screaming for it. Barry doesn't know what to do. Thought about going short and now heads towards Lockett. Silvani had front spot. He's got assistance at the back and he uses Hamill. Hamill kicks it wide to the outer side. Allen, the big man, lopes after it. Has it, then lost it. Goes again. Tries to lock it up. Picked up by Maxfield. Centering kick in towards half forward. Licuria's his target and he's got him. Paul Licuria. Just on 50 metres. Goes short. Back again, Licuria. Beautiful smother in the back from Bradley. He still goes again. This time it's Rice and Bradley. He gets the hand pass away to Manton and Carlton are out of trouble.
Hamill it is with the football. Hamill from right half back. Kicks in the direction of Koutafidis. Wharf. Hume overruns it. Back goes Koutafidis. It spills for Ratton. Ratton, a little hand pass. Will set it up for Hume. It bounces nicely for that player. If he kicks to the advantage of Pearce. Pearce, quick recovery. Can't quite get his footing. And the Swans a chance to clear now through McPherson. McPherson's kick punched away by Rice, and those two Carlton players, Rice and Hamill, just happy to see it over. So big margin for the Swans to make up. Looks impossible now. 23 points with 6.5 minutes left. They haven't kicked a goal in this last quarter yet, and the Blues have added 3. McKay, kick forward by Kelly for the Swans. And being held by Manton was Dunkley. Handball away to Barry. Barry goes to Cresswell. He'll cap off a good game if he kicks this. And he's missed.
They've lost Jason Mooney too, Robbo. He's hobbled off with what looks to be an ankle injury. And John, you might have some information on that for us?
I can't really add much to that, Ross. It's just that I know it is an ankle injury, but I'd be very surprised if he came back on.
Silvani kicks the ball out wide towards the wing. Dunkley over the top. Gathered by Stevens. Kick has been marked by Manton. Does a pretty good job, Glenn Manton, for the Blues. Not big stats, but very reliable defender. Makes it difficult for his opponent on most occasions. The kick towards half-back. Kick forward again by Stevens. Lockett and Silvani. It's going to bounce through from behind to Sydney, kicked by John Stevens. That's his third behind. That was a bit of a scramble, but on the scoreboard goes a behind to the Swans. They trail now by 21 points. Under 6 minutes left. Stephen Silvani to kick in for Carlton.
McKay sets himself. Ratton slung, but gets it away towards Hamill. Aaron Hamill looks towards Hume and quickly onto the running Ronnie DiIulio in towards Pearce. They're finishing full of running. Carlton, sensational play. One of the plays of the day.
Great work again by Brett Ratton just to force that ball out. Good ball control then by Hamill to get control in the first place, and his kick to Hume was spot on. Quick hands. Now you've got another shot at goal.
So Pearce shooting for his 5th. Gives the thumbs up to young Hume and then sets about the task at hand.
Just waiting for a blood rule here. Glenn Manton, the one to come off. Smart to come back on.
Kicking from 35 metres, almost directly in front as Manton just gets tidied up. Bloodied nose.
What if he kicks 5 goals in a 9-goal winning score? It's been a good effort, hasn't it?
My word. And he has. He's kicked that. So the Blues go marching on. 9-8 plays 4-11 with just over 5 minutes remaining.
It's a very meritorious win by Carlton, given their situation, not in the finals race. That's perhaps where some of the sides that are in the finals face the danger that a team like Carlton will want to play and finish off the season on a good note. Players left for that reason. But they have been the better side on the day.
Well, if they're to be a chance to make the finals, they need Brisbane to be beaten tonight. Ratton gets the ball away from the centre. Camporelli and Maxfield overrun it. Smart has the football in there somewhere. They are a game and a half behind Brisbane, who are in 8th spot at the moment. And that they are the only possible chance. The Blues percentage is a very, very ordinary one. Bradley just striving to improve it ever so slightly. Kicks and Pearce has got it again. Well, he has really been a thorn in the side, hasn't he, all day for Sydney. 5 goals against his name. Justin Murphy is on the bench at the moment, has kicked 2, and Matthew Allen has kicked 2. So only 3 goal kickers for Carlton, 4 singles to the Sydney team. But Pearce going for his 6th goal. Lovely long kick. Oh, Ronnie DeUlio. Hume kicks it out of bounds on the full. So the free kick for Kelly in the left back pocket for the Swans.
Just on 4 minutes remaining. Kelly heads towards the half-back flank. Hamill coming in from the side. Plucks his 4th. And he doesn't like the attention. And it hasn't gone unnoticed. 50 metres has been handed out against Greg Stafford. Justified, Johnny?
No doubt at all, no doubt at all. And I mean, the problem is that Stafford in frustration just wouldn't let go of Hamill. Brian Sheehan called out to let go. Hamill made it obvious that he was being held. Stafford still didn't let go. Brian had no option but to pay the 50-metre penalty against the Swans.
She was a good mark.
Yeah, great jump. There it is again.
Yeah, no doubt about that, and he's paid the ultimate price. Hamill gets his first. He's another youngster who only turned 20 last week. Gets his 12th goal for the season.
Well, he's one of those players that Carlton would like to see finish the season well, so it gives them something to look forward to over the pre-season when they sort their squad out and look who they may retain or delist. And the young players today have done it pretty well.
So back at the centre, the ball up. Ratton again takes it away from the centre. He's done that all day, Brett Ratton. Chance there for Franchina to crash his way through. Get back onto the left and kick it behind. And you'd probably want your own behind kick for missing that, Brad Pearce. 5 goals, 3. That was perhaps one of the easiest shots he's had for the day. 10-9 to 4-11. It's been comprehensive. 3.5 minutes left. Sydney were 4-8 at three-quarter time. They've kicked 3 behinds. The Blues in this last term have kicked 5 goals, 1. Been a big quarter for Carlton. Maxfield kicks into half-back. Good mark taken by Stafford. Stafford is inside the defensive 50 and will kick down towards the wing.
Or put another way, Robbo, in 3 quarters, Sydney have kicked 9 behinds. Down towards Leo Barry. Hogg right on his hammer. Now Lockett and Silvani. They all go crashing down except Allen, who sockets it off the ground. Back towards centre half back. Ratton is there, but he lost it on this occasion. Carey tries to get it out to Maxfield. He's successful, but he's forced onto the right boot. In towards centre half forward. Shannon Grant waits down. Can't take it. It was well trapped and given to McKay. They may get out of trouble here through Hogg, and they do, Carlton. Hogg goes down towards the middle. There's a man on his own. It's Whitnell. He looks towards Pearce. Pearce is going to kick another one now. He's only got to pick it up. It's only got to sit. He does. Oh, and he's wide. And oh, not so pretty. Gee.
Just a couple of those missed shots, and he could really hurt the Swans percentage-wise too, which is the other important thing at this time of the year, given the closeness of those sides bunched towards the top.
10-10.
Robbo doesn't disagree, but we're used to that.
Plays for. Here's Kelly in front.
Never gives up, this little tiger.
Fantastic play. Towards Stafford, got one hand to it. Tries to create a path, then did well as he gave it away to Dale Lewis, who tumbles it towards the middle and Stephen Carey. Carey looks towards Lockett and Silvani out in front of Lockett. The bouncing ball eludes him. It's okay for Silvani, and he's quite happy to take it towards the line.
Yes, they've been pretty tight, the Carlton defence. They only were penetrated slightly in that third quarter when the Swans were able to kick 4 goals. But Sydney have been goalless for the other 3 quarters so far. Silvani backs his judgment, dives on the footy, little tap on. Chance here for, that's too high. That tackle by D'Ulio on Miles is fairly blatant, Ronnie. I don't know whether you got much argument there. Miles now will kick from 50 metres. 1.5 minutes left. He kicks across the half-forward line. Looking there for Dunkley. Gathered by Grant. The crumbs are taken by Ratton. Ratton in towards the centre. It clears the players in that area. Franchina and Nix. Gathered by McPherson. The little kick is all right. Maxfield. Hand pass back to Nix. Nix from the centre of the ground. Kicks towards half-forward. Missed his target by a considerable margin. Then the awkward bounce for Lockett. Hamill there to tidy up. Bradley, centre half back, Hogg, not quite up to centre half back as Matthew Hogg, kicks it out wide and finds Camporelli. So the Blues with a minute left, be pretty happy to hold possession of the ball. Hickmott's got it. He's closer to centre half back. Kicks into the centre. Good kick. Ratton can't set this up. Hand pass. Dean Rice in turn. Peter Dean. Go for goal, Big Deanie. He's kicked it. Watch this cheer. Watch this jump and cheer. Peter Dean's first goal. And the Blues have had a terrific last quarter. They were looking down the barrel at 3/4 time. They've kicked 6 in about 25 minutes.
Oh, he should have handballed over to Ronnie D'Ulio. Robbo? Ronnie's on the right hand side.
Go for goal.
There's Ronnie there, running an open goal. Well done, Peter Dean. He's been a terrific player all day, no question about that.
6th goal for the season for Peter Dean, and he is wrapped. It's a long way back, but he's there now, and we're back in the middle with just over 30 seconds remaining. All Carlton here at Optus in this final term. Allen tries to get out of the middle, but can't do so. The hurried kick by Stevens doesn't travel a great distance. Down towards left half forward. Down towards Lockett and Silvani again. The kick from Dunkley came. Leo Barry's at the back, and he sees it over the line. So Carlton will now look towards a big finish. Stranger things have happened. A win today, a win next week. What happens to other sides? And Sydney must now look to next week, especially for 4 points. There to give themselves a big chance. Barry goes for goal and kicks it. That is Leo Barry's first goal and his 11th for the season. So Sydney get their 5th. 11-10 plays 5-11.
Yes, they've got a tough task next week too, Sydney. Sandy, they've got Geelong up there, back at the SCG. And some of their players will be pretty sore after this. They've already lost Seymour and possibly Mooney with an ankle. So they may be depleted further. Belated goal there, but it's been all Carlton this last quarter particularly. And set up, no question, that first quarter. They're led by 20 points at quarter time.
Carlton, of course, will be keeping a very close eye on Brisbane's game against Essendon, and we'll be hoping that the Bombers will do the right thing. All that lies ahead. Here we go with Creswell. A high punt kick towards half forward. Dunkley is there, but it's a big victory to Carlton here at Optus. All over. Carlton going on with the job in the final term. They booted 6 goals and kept Sydney to just 1. And that one came almost on the siren. Lockett, Ratton and Rice having a chat. Former teammates, of course, Dean Rice and Tony Lockett down at Moorabbin. But that was some time ago. Today it's victory to Carlton. The final scoreline, the Blues 11-10-76, Sydney 5-11-41.